G. Allen Incorporated brings you this preview of North Carolina Central and North Carolina A&T as the Aggies and the Eagles meet for the 83rd time in program history. I'm Chris Hooks, play-by-play voice of the NCCU Sports Network, joined alongside the head coach of the Eagles, Henry Frazier III. And, Coach, I don't think it's really hard or really difficult for me to ask you this question. Is really three letters. That's all I got to say to get things going here. A&T, rivalry week. I know that the team and the players and you, this is going to be your first experience with that. It's going to be excited.
I'm looking forward to it. I've been a part of different rivalries, and now I've been hearing about this one. And, the team is not playing the way I would like them to be playing at this point. But when you're playing a rival game, I think you throw records out the window and you throw past performances out the window, and you actually just have to get out there and just go after it.
When you look at just that rivalry and any rivalry that you've been a part of, what have you heard about this rivalry compared to the ones you've been a part of?
I've heard a whole lot. Make sure the guys keep their composure. Make sure no fights and things like that. So, I think we've been trying to be a disciplined football team. We're going to represent the university in fine fashion. We're not going to go out and embarrass the university, in terms of our behavior. I'm hoping we can go out and make the university proud in terms of our play. It's going to be a dogfight. Both teams are going to come out swinging haymakers, and this is it. No games next week. This is the last game of the season. It's your rival. It's the kind of one that's been circled on everyone's calendar. So, we just need to be ready to go out and play.
Looking at this rivalry the last few years, it seems like it's always come down to the final possession, except for last season. They had 7 turnovers. But you look at just this game, now that it matters in conference, now that it's an equal playing field as far as both teams being official Division I, it seems like this rivalry could take on a life of its own, even more so than it already is.
I'm sure it will. I'm hoping, and I probably could speak for Coach Broadway and North Carolina A&T, that in the years to come, last game of the season, it have MEAC and championship and playoff complications. And this year, it really doesn't. We're both going to have a losing season, but it's still, like I said, you throw all that stuff out the window. You're playing for pride. You're playing for family members. For the university's reputation. There's a lot of little things that you're playing for. But for us, we want to win this football game for all of those reasons, as well as you go into the off season with a win. That always propels you into your workouts and recruiting and things like that, and that feeling you can take with you, throughout the off season. So, I'm well aware of the rivalry. I'm well aware of the implications of this ball game, and I believe my football team is as well.
When you look at the tape of A&T, you see what they like to do as far as running the football, but they also have some pretty good wide receivers. Wallace Miles, one of the top receivers in the conference. What do they bring offensively to the table that is going to challenge this defense?
They're good. I mean, you can't buy what Broadway's selling. He's an old school poker player. He cried that they don't have a good team, but they do. They have a good football team. They're physical. They're big and they're physical, and they run downhill at you. And then that number 8, that wide receiver, he's good, and the quarterback is pretty good. So he has some good football players there. And, yeah, he may be crying about scholarships and things like that, but, you can't believe that. They have a good team, and on defense, they run to the football. They run a sound scheme, and they run into the ball trying to get you. So, we're going against a really good football team.
Offensively on the road, it seems like we've played a lot better as of recent history. What do you see out of this team, and what do you see out of Michael Johnson and company here in his final game at North Carolina Central?
Well, we've done a game plan. We've identified some areas where we think we can attack North Carolina A&T, and it's just a matter of us going out and executing the game plan. The game plan is laid, and there are going to be opportunities for us. And again, I've been saying all year, we're not good enough where we can overcome a lot of mistakes. We have to play a near-perfect football game to get a win, and if we clicking on all cylinders and it's close in the fourth quarter, then we're going to have a shot to beat this team.
That's all you can ask for, Coach. How have the veterans at this point of the season, as far as getting the team ready for this rivalry matchup, have they sort of carried the torch for you?
Well, they're learning a new system. They're learning a new way of things and the way we do things, and it's been a challenge for some of them, and some of them they've kind of taken it on, and when you're bringing in a whole new system and a new way of doing things, it really does takes time, man, and I think it was a drastic change in how they've done things in the past, and And we're only going to get better, you know. And you know, the seniors, it's their last football game. It's about 20 of them, and we'll move on as a football program, and we'll start developing the type of young men that we're going to need to be able to compete week in and week out in this conference.
All right, Coach. Well, best of luck as you get set to take on North Carolina A&T for the 83rd time, your first time here at North Carolina Central.
Looking forward to it, yeah.
That's head coach Henry Frazier III. G. Allen Incorporated previews, again, the 83rd edition of North Carolina A&T and your Eagles of North Carolina Central. Enjoy the ball game.